riding a bicycle. And so we lived on this bay in a side-by-side, and I was learning how to ride a bike. And so I remember this vividly because I was terrified, and I kept, and as long as my dad kind of held the bike and ran with me, I was able to go. And then, but as soon as he would take the hand off, I'd freak out, cry, break down, and all the things that like children always do.
Yeah.
So my dad was running beside me and took his hand off the bike, and I didn't know, and I was riding, and then he stopped, and I realized, I'm riding this bike. And I remember I just felt like I was free, and I was flying, and I was pedaling and pedaling, and I was going faster and faster. And my dad couldn't even keep up to me at this point because I was going so fast. I was just probably about 5 or 6. And, but I hadn't learned how to use the brakes yet. And so, my dad's screaming, slow down, stop, and I don't know how to stop. And eventually I just went and I ran right into the side of my neighbor's car because I didn't know how to brake. And so I hit that and I went flying. And my neighbor at the time, his name was Sanjay. And so he was laughing and his dad was laughing and my dad was concerned but laughing. And, it was the first time I remember overcoming fear and overcoming the doubts that I couldn't do something. And it's stuck with me till now, so it's a really prominent, powerful memory for sure. But those would be the earliest ones that I have.
I feel like that story of riding the bike
Yeah.
is a phenomenal metaphor for life, right?
Yeah.
Like you start off by almost relying on people,
Right.
and then you learn to trust yourself, build that confidence of, hey, like I can get over this hurdle. I don't need to have someone there for me. But then there's points in life where you hit the car and you hit the shits, and it's like
I learned how to use the brakes after that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's true, like there in that moment, and it is a really big memory for a lot of people because it's the first time you overcame fear.
Right.
It's the first time that your repetitions, you probably rode that bike many times before, but were unable to do it yourself because you were relying on the safety and trust of your parental figure, your brother, whoever it was. And so it's that first moment when you actually overcome that thing and you become independent.
Yes.
And I mean, most kids, ride a bike, and sadly some don't, but the majority of kids have that opportunity where they get that free moment and they'll remember it forever because it is sadly, it doesn't stay with a lot of people for the rest of their life. A lot of people will remember that because it was that first time that they got that really crazy spike of dopamine and all these things rushed in because they overcame the fear, they accomplished the thing, they did the goal, they were free, they weren't scared, all these things. But sadly, as life goes on, a lot of people don't get back to that. They get farther away from it as they grow. But yeah, it's a powerful moment.
100%. And I think the reality of that is that moment of being so free, overcoming the fear, and then as we grow as adults, I think reality sets in a little bit, right? We're these dreamers as children, like I want to be an astronaut, I want to go outside of space, and then you realize, hey, like to me to go to an astronaut, I need like do crazy amount of training.
Sure.
And I think that's where the battle of mental health starts.
Yeah.
It is where that aspect of you have so many dreams and then reality hits.